Hey guys, it's Charlemagne. Today we'll be looking at Alien, released in 1979 and directed by Ridley Scott. I have a big announcement to make. I'm probably going to do an Alien marathon of Alien to Alien Resurrection. Again, probably because, as you can tell, I don't have the best video schedule. I just release videos whenever I want to, really, at this point. So that might happen. It might not. Who knows? Now, the reason I'm not using Prometheus or Covenant for this marathon is because they are not included in the Blu-ray box set that I'm using for these videos. Now let's start the Alien-a-thon. Now let's talk about the plot. The plot is basically that people on a spaceship have a visitor after they arrive on a desolate planet, which eventually kills them all one by one, except for Lieutenant Ripley, who ends up killing the alien. Now, let's talk about the alien itself, known as the Xenomorph, which is probably one of the coolest designs in any movie. He is a warrior monster with a weird dome head and a spiky tail. What else could you possibly want? But what makes the Xenomorph really cool is its multiple different forms. First, it takes on the facehugger, which attaches itself to the prey and facehugs them. And then it lays an egg in the host and then immediately dies. Then the egg implanted by the facehugger becomes a chestburster, which, as you can tell by its name, pops out of the person's chest, until it finally becomes the Xenomorph. Now let's talk about the characters. Now, when somebody asks you what your favorite alien character is, of course, everybody's first thought is the cat Jonesy, the most important character in the whole series. He is so important that he's in half of the series, and in his second film, Aliens, he's in there for 5 seconds. I tell you, no, he is the best character in the entire franchise. While looking for images for this video, I ended up stumbling upon this picture of Sigourney Weaver holding Jonesy, and this picture has restored all hope in humanity that I have lost because of red Starbucks cups. Everybody must see this picture. This is the most important historical picture of all time. Everybody must see this. Now let's talk about the other most important character, Ripley. Now, Ripley is the actual main character of this film, and the only character whose name I can remember except for Ash, which we'll talk about later. She's basically the final girl. The last character we're going to talk about for this video is Ash. The reason why is because, well, he's an android, even though the plot really doesn't need him to be an android. He could have just been a normal guy, and then the alien just killed him. You didn't really need to have that there, except for showing off the first appearance of Weyland-Yutani, the company who will basically become, other than the Xenomorphs, the main antagonist of this franchise. Now let's talk about the special effects, which are absolutely amazing. Specifically the chest burst scene, where one of the guys gets chest bursted. It's one of the best special effects in all of film, honestly. It's absolutely amazing. But let's talk about the other special effects, specifically the Xenomorphs again. Like, oh my god, this is also amazing. The effects are absolutely great. The fact how his mouth, whenever it opens, is just throbbing in like water or some liquid or something. It just looks really cool. That's all I can really say about it, because I can't find any images online to support my claims. But the one point I would say I do not like the special effects is when the alien is blown out of the airlock. Because it's so obviously a guy in a suit, and it looks absolutely terrible and absolutely hilarious. Also, now I'm going to talk about the film's tone. I also don't know what to call it, but also I can't find any images to describe it, so I'm just going to use this picture again, because of course I will. One of my favorite parts about this movie is the fact that you never feel bored. Once the tension is aroused after the alien pops out of the guy's chest, you always feel exhilarated, waiting for it to appear. And once it strikes, you have max exhilaration. and then it goes back down after the guy dies. Now, another thing that makes this a great movie is the fact that there's no nudity. Yeah, this is a 1970s horror movie and there's no nudity. No exploitation. Wow. I guess Creepshow and Aliens are the only ones ever in the 70s and 80s to not exploit nudity. So this movie gets the Childman seal of approval for no nudity. Now, here's one of my favorite parts from this film. And yes, I do know there's a screenshot thing on the camera. I'm just too lazy to remove it. So this guy is looking for Jonesy, but once you know he stumbled away from the group, you immediately know he's going to die, but you just don't know how or when he's gonna die. And then once he finally does find Jonesy, this happens. Also, the expression that Jonesy made was apparently not CG, because, well, they didn't have CG back then. The cat was just really good at acting, at least face acting. Like, how do you get expressiveness out of a cat, of all things? If the Lion King remake couldn't get any expressions out of their characters, just get real lions, or cats. Just get cats and dress them up as lions. That's all you gotta do. Overall, this is a really good movie with some great acting, great special effects, great suspense, great everything. You should watch this movie no matter what, unless you're 5, then you probably shouldn't watch it. It's rated R. I give this film the Childman seal of approval for a good movie, along with Creepshow, and that's it. Go watch it. Cool movie. This is Childman Reviews. Sign off, and always remember, Bing Bing Wahoo.